Welcome to The Shift, and today I have the honor of sitting down with Gi Gi Kraus, who does transformative photography for women and men over 40, for a powerful conversation we've called Healing Through Image and Story. Gigi's work with photography goes far beyond the lens. It's about capturing truth, restoring confidence, and breaking through illusions that the world places on us. And together we'll explore her journey, the transformations that she's witnessed, and the deeper why that fuels her calling. This is more than an interview. It's a reflection on what it means to truly see yourself. So thank you, Gigi, for doing this interview and allowing me to get your story out there. Why don't you give me just a little bit about yourself and what fueled your vision for what you do now?
So when I first started photography back in 2016, that was meet you in the park. So people would call me, right? Some, because I was new back then. So they call me, it's like, okay, and then we'd meet them in the park. And then by then, I feel like my work is already beautiful. But it was family, it can be kids, couples, but there's no meaning. They're beautiful, but there's no meaning. I realized that it's meaningful, it's hollow. It's because I met someone, a mentor, late in 2016, and this is what she does. She does photograph the everyday people, and having her as a mentor or listening to her for the first time, it really captivates me because the people that she worked with or photographed with, all of these people, they have their own story. They have their own traumas.
Falsities about themselves, very limiting in their beliefs about themselves.
Exactly. And the impact that she is doing to her clients, it's beyond me. It's healing, but I never really got to try it until late 2017. And then 2017, that's when I first started, okay, I love what she's doing. I'm going to give it a try. I tried it. I was so hooked. I just love it because my first client was a mother and daughter, and she brought her mom. And for me, watching her through my lens, I get to see a relationship like a mom and daughter relationship, which I never have. Grandparents raised me, they are amazing, and I'm so grateful for them. And I'm also grateful in a way that my parents separated because it made me stronger, and I got amazing grandparents out of it.
Awesome.
Because otherwise, I realize now if I would have been with my mom, I don't think where I am today. I think I don't know where I would be.
It's awesome. And, sometimes, people look at their parents and, um, mother and fathers, to me nowadays, it's a title unless you're going to be truly a parent and you're going to, parent your children. And I've talked a lot about that with my counterpart, Daniel Sanders. But I think what you do is absolutely amazing. And the lives that you transform, I've heard so many stories from people that they're limited in how they feel about themselves. So, when did you realize that pictures could be that they were more healing than just a regular old picture?
So I built my business 2017 every day, photographing everyday people. And one of my client that I got to work with, a friend of mine, and going through their photos, I got to display them printed, matted. It's displayed on the wall. Our gallery reveal, we call it reveal session, where imagine the fixer upper clients come back, they look at their photos for the first time, and Vicky said she glanced at her photos up on the wall, and she said, "I didn't know I'm beautiful."
Wow.
She's a mom. She was in her 50s back then. She's amazing. Amazing, amazing. I she's for me, she is like a grandma to my kids, and I see her as just beautiful woman. And when she said she didn't realize that she's beautiful for me, and she almost cried. I think she's holding really well. For me, watching her going through her photos, it's like, wow, there's so many women out there going through the same thing. Didn't realize they're beautiful. But beauty is subjective. For me, I see clients as they are. I see them not just the outside, but like who they are as a person. Vicky to me is just my extra mom, my adopted mom here because basically don't have family here.
It's interesting, and I can fully understand your why. I was about to ask you what your why was, but I think anybody that's listening right now knows exactly what your why is. And your why is I wish more of the world was like that. There's a lot of illusion. We see it a lot with social media, and social media will paint a very false picture of what beauty is, and they're all lies. There is beauty in them, but they're painting it out like this is the ideal, like you need to be a supermodel. And I think for people that just do not like, for me, I'm in my 40s, I got dad bod, like, so I look at it like that and I'm like, I'm not all chiseled and ripped and all that stuff like most people are, or most guys are that, go to the gym and work out. But what's the biggest lies that you hear your clients tell themselves?
That they are not beautiful. That they need to be young, flawless, skinnier to feel beautiful. I work with beautiful women, and sometimes I wish like, dang, I wish I'm that beautiful because they're beautiful, just beautiful, and they don't recognize it. They don't realize they're beautiful because with our society, I think it's getting worse compared to back in the day with now social media and also the cosmetic surgery. I'm not against it, but I think women especially, they're taking it a little way too much, altering their facial, the eye, everything pretty much. And from what I heard, it can get addicting. Again, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Do what makes you happy. But then people are chasing for perfection. Like, okay, what's next? What's next? And women, we tend to nitpick ourselves. Sometimes a lot of times we compare ourselves to others. And
Yeah.
it's kind of sad because they're beautiful, and for me what makes them beautiful is like who they are, like their story. But then because we all have trauma, right? We deal with childhood trauma. Someone says negative stuff about us, but how far you come, like you got look at the version you are now. Look at the woman or the man you are now. You've gone through so much. You're still here. You're thriving. You're doing amazing. You're giving back to the community. You are doing what you love. Not a lot of people get to have that chance.
Yeah, I would definitely say you've been granted a very special gift of serving others. And it's something that is very rare nowadays. Most people are like, what's in it for me? And they are, I'm going to do this because I just want to make money out of it. And but the way that I see you in your studio, like this is a safe place for people to come and release all their pain and that self-doubt. So I just want to thank you so much for what you do. And for any woman that's listening, and this includes men, like, men, you have to be very, very careful with the words that you choose,
Absolutely.
and you can really do a lot of damage. And even so much as, you know, making comments or even joking around with the boys or whatever, and you're talking about the looks of another woman. If you have a significant other, one, you shouldn't be doing that at all. And two, just remember that your significant other is going to start comparing themselves to that person. And it can be so damaging and it'll put so much doubt in your head. And as men, we owe it to our partners to make sure that they feel the most beautiful version of themselves. And I think a lot of times men fail in that aspect because maybe they've just grown too comfortable in the relationship and it's just like everyday run of the mill. But if you're not seeing the true beauty in who you love, then it can put a lot of self doubt.
Absolutely.
And you've told us the stories that you've been telling about the mom and the daughter. And is there one story in particular, though, that deeply impacted you and as a person and also as a photographer?
Yes. A few years ago, I would say 4 years ago, I had this client were almost 50, beautiful as can be, yet she didn't see her beauty. She didn't see her value. She brought along her daughter on the day of her shoot. And whenever I would take a photo, I get so excited because, oh, I get hyped up when I see like in the back of my camera. It's like, oh my gosh, like this is so beautiful. And no matter what, no matter how beautiful the photos in the back of my camera, or like even when I see her, she won't acknowledge it. She won't acknowledge herself as beautiful. As her teenage daughter watching her next to me, she would say, she would encourage like, "Mom, you're beautiful," and then I would run to her. Look, nothing. I got tired. I got tired. As I photograph her, I stop and pause, and I was just like, "What's with this woman?" So I paused and stopped. I asked her, "What's your favorite part of your body?"
Mm,
It took her seconds to like I believe it caught her off guard. And she has dimples, beautiful almond eyes, and just beautiful woman. One, I mean, every clients of mine are beautiful, but with her, like, oh my gosh, like I want to be like her too. That kind of like, oh, like I want to be at that age, like I want to be like that baby. You know what I mean? That can't, yeah. But there's no confidence in her. But so I asked her, like, what's your favorite part of your body? And she paused for a minute. And so I basically put her in hotspot. And she said, she's thinking, I don't know. Maybe my dimples.
mm,
I'm like, you have beautiful smile, eyes. So it was then I realized that there was something about her that made her feel that way, that no matter how beautiful I capture her, she would not recognize it. So eventually she paused for a while and I asked her like, "Hey, tell me." So that's when she said, growing up with her siblings, her mom would say, "Oh, your nose is big, your arm is big," and this is back when she's in her teenage.
mm,
And I look at her daughters, like daughter is so beautiful. And I kinda like she probably resemble like her daughter.
mhm.
And I look at her now, it's like fit as can be. And it was her mom. It was her mom that bully her. It was her mom that said like, "Oh, you're this, your nose, your arm," and just all these words. But then probably growing up in a traditional way, we Asian, nothing can offend us because, oh, like you gain weight, like it's normal conversation in our country. But now it's slowly changing. It's like, oh, you gain weight, like it's a compliment. We don't take it as bad back in the day because like when you say you gain weight, like, oh, you're well in life because you got food to eat, right? So it was like, yeah, it does not open us so much, but now like time is changing.
Yeah.
So it was her mom that bullied her, and she carried it through to this day. And it was kind of bad. So after her shoot, came home that day. So I have kids, I have daughter, and came home that day. It's like just ask forgiveness. Like, hey, I said to my daughter, like, hey, if I'm mean, if I say some words, please don't take it seriously. Because it's so easy to say negative stuff without thinking it's hurtful, without thinking they're gonna carry it through to their adulthood or to a relationship. And that was like so powerful for me. Like our words, there's so much power in it. And what you say when you were a kid, it's like just kids.
Hmm. You can really shape somebody, and you can shape a negative belief inside of them. Starting from the age of 3, you can start shaping a belief in them. And the moment that that belief is put into you, you'll carry it the rest of your life. And you'll always believe the falsities about yourself. Even if, for me, a lot of my self doubt is you're just not good enough.
Yeah.
You're not good enough yet. Like, um, but I fall back on, that was just something that was planted in my head. And I try to push that the enemy voice in my head that tells me that. I try to push it out. And I'm like, no, I'm good enough. I'm good enough.
Yeah.
You know, if I wasn't, I wouldn't be able to meet, amazing people like you, Charisse,
Exactly.
and many other people that I've interviewed, and or even the stories that I've been told. It's again, what you do is so powerful and impactful and meaningful. After somebody gets their photos done with you, how do you help them kind of walk away feeling lighter or more confident when they arrived? And I know that you just told a story, but I'm sure there's other stories that you have where you're like, that person walked away and they're like, wow, I really, like, holy cow, like, look at me. Like, that's me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, easy. So my typical clients are everyday women, moms, grandmas, the curvy women. So they would typically come in here really nervous. Some clients, they would get rashes like 2, 3 days before her shoot. That is because they are so anxious and that create rashes. Some clients, they want to call me wanting to schedule 3 or 4 times. Actually, it happened 3 times. And she confessed that she was just so nervous. So she kept moving, rescheduling her session. So a lot of my clients I work with like people that don't want to be getting their photos done, but some of them they have to do it because of the business, but then some of it as a challenge because they are in their point in their life right now that no matter what they do, they're not gonna make people happy, and they just realize it at this age. They are like, I'm done pleasing people. They're just like over trying to please people and over with trying to come up with, well, my family or my friends like it. What would they say? So they come in here really nervous, never done it before. So I have my makeup artists here. They're both amazing. So they get their hair and makeup done. They're just enhancing, they're not changing. But what really happens is during the shoot, is I guide them along the way. I coach them. They basically mirror me. So if my client's on the floor, rest assured I'm gonna be on the floor as well. I make sure I test if it's awkward or not, and they just copy me, and eventually they loosen up because we got music on, we got their favorite music on, and we're here. For me, no pressure. We're not gonna set a high expectations. We'll see what we can come up with. We go with the flow. There's no, we have to do this. Yes, we have to do this kind of posing, but a lot of times my client, they just want to have fun. They just want to see what we can come up with. But for them to show up here nervous. That took a lot of courage for them to do that. Imagine like having someone looking at you from head to toe. And a lot of times, people, women especially, we hated getting there. We hated. We don't want to be in a picture. It is because when someone take up pictures of us, we end up not liking it because the posing, our arms so big, our belly so big, there's no angle. We're just stand there like a robot, or the lighting is so off. And when they come in here, they already have the expectation that they're not gonna like their photos. Or maybe if Gigi can come up with one photos, I'm gonna be happy. But once we start shooting, oh my god, it's so much fun. It's like, who are you? Who's this person in front of me? Where are you, the shy woman like sitting in the makeup chair not that long ago? And I watch them transform. I watch them laughing, and I watch them shake their booties or move their shoulder. I watch women even in their 70s like twirling, lifting their dresses, and it's so much fun watching it.
Hmm.
It's so much fun. It's like, wow, like this experience is for everyone. This experience is not just for a senior, like senior portraits. This experience, it is for everyone. You don't have to be young. You don't have to be skinny to be this size to get your photos done, because we set expectation in our head. Society defines what beauty standard looks like.
Right. And the standards are very high. And
Getting higher.
yeah, and they're getting a lot higher. They're even getting a lot higher for men. Like men, men believe that, like I need to be in top shape. Instead of being like, I go to the gym because I want to be in the best shape, but I'm not doing it to impress. So many times you see people that do things that alter themselves to impress, and I understand exactly why that is, because of the stories that I've heard about how they viewed themselves. Listening to them tear themselves down is heartbreaking, because it's like, man, if you could only see yourself the way that I see you, and it doesn't matter what the world sees you as, but it's a hard thing for somebody to let go. And it's in a world that we live in today, there's standards, when it's really like the standard should be your true self, be the true Gigi, be the true Matt. And we just don't live in a world like that anymore. We live in a world of just self-doubt the entire time. And I do blame a lot of this on social media, when the standards of what people put out, and it's like, no, that's not what you look like. That's not what you look like. Like, you definitely put a face on, and or high angled shots, or so that way you don't have to.
Okay too.
It is.
Yeah.
It's okay, but I just don't. I hope everybody understands that you don't have to live up to somebody else's expectations. You can have an expectation of yourself, and just make sure it's a true expectation. It's not one that's planted there by somebody else. Um, I I know for a fact that I have never ever once put down a woman about her looks, because I always see the true beauty in them. Um, and I want to ask you a question. I think you may have already answered this, but why do you believe telling someone's story through image is life changing for them?
Ooh, it's life changing because these women, they never see their beauty, even if someone in their love, oh, even if their husband, their friends, their family members would say, "Oh, you're beautiful." Stranger would say, "Why?"
Why do you believe telling someone's story through image is life changing for them?
It is life changing in a way where they never really see themselves as beautiful. They may get compliments from their partners, their husband, their friends, their family, even strangers. Oh, you're beautiful. I love your smile. I love your eyes. For a moment, they would take them, but in their head, they would say, "Why are you seeing in me? I'm not beautiful." And then we start comparing to the social media influencers, to the models. We just nitpick ourselves apart. Again, we're comparing so much in our head. There's so much going on here. Our brain is trying to trick us. But so yeah, they don't see themselves as beautiful. So when they come in here and we go through the whole process, having fun, create beautiful imagery, but then when they see their photos, like, wow, I'm that beautiful. Is that even me? Like, this is not even retouch. These photos are raw photos. The back of my camera or even on my computer, they see the woman, they see their essence. And oftentimes, my clients would say, "You captured me. You captured the woman that I am. You captured my story." And people can see that. They can feel the energy just looking at the photos, especially if you know this person. And it's like changing because, again, we don't see ourselves as beautiful. And for the first time, some of my clients, they say, you guys can read it on that my client reviews. They would say, "I've never seen myself as beautiful." But this photo shoot, it opened up for them. It made them realize that they are beautiful too. That they may not be skinny, they may not be younger, but the lines and the gray hair, they see a powerful woman. They see her story. They see her, how far she've come in her journey. And it's life changing. And for me, it's life changing as well because I get to be part of that journey. I get to serve them. All I did is like shining bright light on them. And it's life changing because I had no idea I can do that. I had no idea I'm capable of making changes, making a difference in someone else's life by just doing what I do. I mean, it's life changing. I feel like I'm creating something significant in someone else's journey.
Yeah. And you are. You really are. I think you need to acknowledge some of that about yourself. I have a lot of listeners, and again, thank you for what you do. But if there's one listener today that's struggling with self doubt or they're feeling unseen, what truth do you want them to take away from your story, from what you do, and what the work that you've been doing?
Ooh, I would say you are not alone. You are not alone. If you are feeling unseen, just think about those people that you've helped along the way. Just think about those loved ones that you cared
Yeah. Yeah.
and about those people that you've provided so much help or just being there for them. They see you. You matter. They value you. And I know every day our emotions can go up and down. And again, you are not alone. Give yourself grace. Forgive yourself because I think it's okay. It's okay to feel down. Some days, all I want to do is stare at the ceilings for hours and hours. But at the end of the day, I just know I'm going to get back up and I honor this moment because I know it's temporary.
Mm.
what I would suggest is keep moving forward. Keep moving. Move your body. Do something else. Find something that you are passionate, that you enjoy doing. Go to the community and see what's out there. Serve, volunteers. Yeah, it's amazing because there's so much out there that can benefit from having you there. And also for me, being seen is when you get to serve people, they see you, they watch you, like serve other first, I would say. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but your goal when behind what you're saying, whether it's volunteer work or if it's serving others, is to show people that this is what everybody should be doing. You know, if you have the ability to serve others, because that's what's required of us is to serve others. And many times we don't do that anymore. Serving others, you're creating other servers, and those become assets to the world and to the community. So I think what you've done in your story and behind everything has transformed so many lives, and the positivity that has came out of it, and how they're able to tell a different story about themselves rather than the story they told before. So, Gigi, thank you for sharing your story, your heart, and your gift through healing and through image and photography that you do, your story. And for everybody that's listening, I hope you've been reminded of the beauty and the authenticity and the strength and vulnerability and the power of being truly seen. So until the next time, forward we go.
Thank you.